Can you tell by my walk? Can you hear it in my talk? I'm barely cool. I'm barely cool. Can't you see in my eyes? It should come as no surprise. I'm barely cool. I'm barely cool. I'm barely cool. The barely cool. No, the barely cool. The barely cool. Yeah, the barely cool. The barely cool. No, the barely cool. Yeah.
There we go.
It's Rocky Road.
Let's Rocky Road.
I think I had stuff, written down for this. And then right on the phone. Welcome.
I have stuff on
Okay, that's good. Welcome back to the Really Cool Podcast with your host, Ben Rotley.
And Judah Middle. No, I said I have stuff on the phone, too. I didn't think about it.
You don't remember it?
I do a little. A little.
Should we start again?
No. Okay, so remember how, like, in the last episode, and for all of you watching and listening at home, you remember from the last episode as well, where we were talking about money and purchasing.
Yes. Consuming.
Yeah, so first question is, did you purchase?
Not yet.
Not yet.
Because I'll
Okay.
tell you why.
This is a Lululemon messenger bag that
I'll
we're
tell
talking
you why
about.
I didn't
Tell me
consume.
about it.
I'll tell you why I didn't consume. So the bag is new. So they didn't have any in-store stock yet. So all this time that I've been looking at it, I'm going, okay, I'm just gonna order this online.
Right.
No big deal. And then the other day, I go to the thing and I'm like, I'm prepared. I was like, it was like I was on a night shift, and it was like 4 a.m. I'm like, time to consume.
Time to purchase.
I was like, I'm tired at this night shift.
Yeah.
Gotta get me some dopamine. So I was like, time to purchase this thing, and I go on and I'm like, I'll have a look at the in-store stock, and then I look at the in-store stock. It's like, boom, Upper Canada Mall's got some, and I'm like, holy
you
frick.
can go get it now.
So I was like, I don't have to order this. I can go
gratification.
get it. Instant gratification. Plus, like, I wanted to like try it,
Yeah.
and I was like, now I can go get like a feel for it and look at the pockets and stuff. And so I haven't had an opportunity to go to Upper Canada yet, but I was like, I'm just gonna do.
No, that'll be better, because then the excitement of driving to the store and then getting to try it on, because that's like the odds of it not being great are slim, but if you get there and it just feels off, save yourself.
Exactly. And then Anissa actually gets a discount in store at Lululemon because she's a skate coach. Yeah. So she has Skate Canada certification, so you get like 10% or something, which like every penny counts, baby.
Well, with Lululemon,
I know.
absolutely.
So that's why I chose not to consume. Had they not put in-store stock in, I would have consumed that night at 4 a.m.
Yeah.
I would have purchased.
So this is, remember I said I need your advice?
Oh, yeah?
It's in relation.
You're going to purchase something?
Oh,
You're thinking about purchasing?
I'm thinking about purchasing.
Hell yeah.
So
tell me what you think you're going to consume.
I will tell you in a sec. There's some backstory.
Okay.
So, long
What
story
is this tea,
short.
by the way? I'm excited. What is it?
It's a David's tea, I think.
Sorry to cut you off.
No, it's called Prince of Wales tea. Let me know what you think.
It tastes English breakfasty, isn't it? No, not at all.
No.
It's like sour.
Yeah, there's almost like a citrusy, I think. I can go get the bag. You want me to go get the bag?
Yeah, go get the bag.
Let's go get the bag. Let's see what's going on in there. Because I don't remember.
That's delightful. It's actually quite bitter. I like the bitter though. It's really just like bop, punches you in the little throat muscles and epithelial tissue.
It's from the Tea House.
The Tea House.
Yeah.
Tell me what's in it. Let me think about it.
It's got
Wait,
Prince of Wales tea.
Wait.
Yeah.
Wait till I sip it.
Yeah. Have a sip. Swish it around your mouth, and I'll explain it. A fine blend of black teas from Ceylon and Assam and China green tea. This combination gives the tea a nice full body. The leaves are flavored with natural black currant, which gives the tea a hint of sweetness. The infusion is dark red in color. You can add sugar or milk to taste. Ingredients: black teas from Ceylon and Assam, China green tea, cornflower petals, safflower petals, natural flavors.
That's yummy.
Not bad.
I just burnt my tongue.
Let me have a little sip. I haven't had a sip yet.
I sat.
Oh yeah.
While you were telling that, I went with my tongue and I just went in the thing and it burnt it. But it was worth it.
It'll do it.
Tastes good.
Yeah, the black and green tea mixed together, I quite enjoy.
Yeah, it is quite good. I haven't had a lot of black tea. I'm a big green tea guy.
Oh, I love green tea. I love an herbal tea. I love a green tea.
It just tastes better to me. It's lighter.
Oh yeah, super light.
Yeah, like way lighter than a black tea, obviously. Black tea is good when I'm in the mood for a black tea. Like in the morning, if I'm really trying to like punch my little face with flavor and like wake up.
That's how I feel with this tea. I feel like
it does. It kind of it's invigorating.
Yeah, I like it.
Anyways, you were thinking about consuming.
Yeah. So we were talking. Maddie and I, we were at her parents or something, and we were talking about going out to dinner. And her parents were going to go out to dinner with Maddie's aunt and uncle. Mm-hmm. And Maddie was hearing about this on the phone. She was talking to her mom. And I'm sitting over to the side, and I'm mouthing, and I'm just going.
Wait, what?
I'm mouthing, Swiss Chalet.
Oh.
They're going to go to Swiss Chalet. And then Maddie's talking to her mom. She's on the speaker. And then I just hear her mom go, yeah, I mean, our classic go-to Swiss Chalet. And I'm just like, I knew it. I
know you. That's
and
good.
then, so we wormed our way in on that invite, but we ended up going to Kelsey's.
Oh.
Because Maddie and Maddie's mom both work in like education.
Right.
And what that means for those of you listening at home, if you don't know, every like Christmas, every like holiday event, staff at like schools and daycares and all this stuff are inundated with gift cards.
Yeah, true. Okay. Yeah.
So we have that like that I don't remember what it's called, like the like specialty dining card.
Oh,
and it
yeah,
hits,
the
like,
ultimate dining card.
Yes, that ultimate dining card.
That's a good card.
It's
I
not
love
bad.
that card.
Milestones, Kelsey's, Swiss Chalet, like all this stuff.
Eastside Mario's, yeah.
Yeah. And
them all.
so Montana's is on there.
Yeah.
So my father-in-law, Henry, was really pushing. Shout out, Henry. No way he listens to this. He was really pushing for Montana's, and everyone else was like,
I'm not a Montana's
Montana's
guy. I think it sucks.
I think it's really bad.
Yeah.
I think it sucks.
I think it's just bad food.
So I was pushing for Swiss Chalet because that's the.
I like Swiss Chalet.
They're good.
They hit on everything.
Yes.
There's nothing in Swiss Chalet that I'm like, nah, I can't.
I
have
remember
that.
one time I was at Swiss Chalet, and I think I was a vegetarian at this point, or maybe I wasn't yet. But they had like a vegetarian stir fry, and I was like, that's gonna be bad. Mm-hmm. And I got it. Absolutely not. Incredible.
Yeah, I don't
really
know
good.
what it is.
Yeah.
Like I think they put like crack in their buns. I could eat like 8,000 of those buns in a row.
Dipped in the special sauce.
Oh my
the
lord!
chalet
What do they
sauce.
put in that stuff?
Oh, so
what do they
good.
put in that?
They gave you that nice little lemon soup with the little cloth in it,
Oh,
and you drink the soup.
hang on a second. Hold up.
But so
You drink that too?
yeah. Maddie's parents had some of those gift cards,
All
and then
right.
we had one, and so we were like, okay, that's anyway. But that act caused us to kind of go, wait, I think we have like some gift cards. You know, you get gift cards at birthdays, weddings. Maddie always gets a ton of gift cards.
Right.
Maddie currently on her Starbucks app has $74.
Holy
just
moly.
gift cards,
That's nice.
and those are from last year.
Holy.
Her mom said, I think her mom said they have about $1,700 worth of LCBO gift cards.
What the hell?
Yeah, because they don't really drink that much, but
$1,700. You should just give that to like an alcoholic.
just see what happens.
I mean, get them to pay you for it, but that you might as well take advantage of that
I
addiction.
thought you meant like like a sober alcoholic. He's been sober for like 12 years,
Here,
and
man.
you're like, check this out.
This is for you.
You're about to ruin your life in the best
Don't
way
tempt
possible.
me.
Yeah, so they don't really drink that much, but it's kind of just like it's an easy gift, you know?
Yeah, absolutely.
Like it's
Wow.
the evolution of like the bottle of wine, because people used to get a bottle of wine all the time, but now it's like people are picky, so we'll get them just an LCBO gift card. You get like $100 gift card.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, she's got, I think, like 15 or like she said like $1,300 gift cards, and then like there's like a few like that are 50 or
You just give those out as gifts. Like that's like
what I'm saying.
That's an automatic gift.
Yes.
For like all the time. Like
Yeah.
I'm putting that bad boy in an envelope going,
Yeah.
here you go. This is from me. I got it for you.
So we were all
not gonna use
talking
them.
about like the various gift cards.
That's
and
crazy.
stuff. And we were talking
Holy.
about,
Maybe I should be a teacher.
oh, dude, the perks. When we were doing our wedding
Summer's
reception last year. Christmas.
Whoa,
March break.
Yay days. They don't go in for those.
But so
All right. Anyway, sorry guys. Got a little controversial there. Go ahead.
we were talking about like the various gift cards we have, and there's also those prepaid visas. And we were given quite a few of those for our wedding reception last year.
Oh, really? Prepaid
yeah.
visas? It's kind of nice.
Yeah,
They
but
don't pay cash anymore. They
here's
just give
the
you that
thing.
prepaid visa.
the prepaid visas, after a year,
Mm-hmm.
if you haven't spent it all, they have like a monthly fee.
What?
Yeah, like an admin fee. And so what we were doing
Frick off visa.
is we were looking at, like, because Maddie's mom has some and Maddie has some. We were at Maddie's parents at this point, and we were looking at all her visas to check.
Right.
She had some that had lost like $40
What
in
the
big
hell?
fees. So
And
then,
what do they just fee it to the balance of zero?
yeah, just until it's gone.
What the hell?
Yeah.
That's
So
crazy.
we, when we got home, we were like, we gotta look.
Yeah.
And this is so much backstory. Let's just say Papa found $150 worth of prepaid visas that were just for my birthday.
No.
So
Way. That's so fun.
my brain immediately went
What
in
can
the
I
overdrive.
consume?
And it went initially I went okay.
Oh yes.
There was a few things that popped in
That
my
makes me
mind
so happy.
right off the bat.
On me.
So I'll take you through my thought process. There are
Okay.
some things that I'm like, there's a podcast I love. It's a paranormal podcast. Shout out Otherworld. They do sick merch.
Okay.
It's a little bit pricey, but I get it. They're a small podcast.
Right.
So I was looking at that. Then I was looking at I really want, and this is where it started to head down a path.
Okay.
I started thinking of things that like I would like, but I probably wouldn't buy with like normal money.
Right.
So then I was looking
That's
at
a fun.
like,
That's a fun game to play.
yeah, I have a Christmas list from last year because my Christmas lists are always exorbitantly long because I like to give people options.
Mhm.
But a lot of the stuff on there, like I have expensive taste, I'll admit it.
Yep. So do I. I'm the same.
And I really want UGG boots, but
Ugg boots.
yes, because
Interesting.
I think they're cozy,
Fair.
and I think they're a little funny. It's
Fair.
you know what I mean. It's
They
just
are a
that
little bit
bit of
funny.
whimsy.
Yeah.
And then also I did research, and it turns out, long story short, but Uggs like originated. The term Ugg for like a sheepskin boot originated in Australia.
Oh, okay.
And there was a company,
okay.
Ugg, that was purchased by Dockers, something like that.
Yeah, that sounds
Yeah.
right. That sounds about right.
They're purchased by another company, basically, that makes shoes and clothes and
Yeah.
whatever. And they immediately, on purchasing, turned around and went, oh, yeah, we're going to put a patent on the name Ugg and a trademark.
right.
And it was a big lawsuit because Australians, companies, a bunch of small Australian businesses were like, that it's just a name
Yeah.
for a boot. Like, you're going to put all our businesses. Anyway, they fought back, and it was like class action, and the Australian businesses won.
Oh, okay.
So the UGG company doesn't hold a licensing for the term UGG.
Right.
And then in response, a bunch of these Australian companies now, they get like, the UGG company has to be very clear about where their boots are made, China.
Right.
Whereas these Australian companies get like a little seal of approval, being like made in Australia.
Nice.
Anyway, so I found a company that makes Uggs like made in Australia. Seems super legit. So that was the first thing I was looking at.
Okay.
They're not cheap. They're expensive, like made in Australia boots.
Right.
So I think they're like $150, which
Okay.
is
Sounds
about
about
what
right.
I have.
Nice.
So I was like,
Nice.
well, that's pretty good.
Mm.
But then I was like looking at the list, and I was like, well, let's look at the whimsy. Let's start getting real weird with it, because if this is money that is only, first off, in a month or two is going to start getting
Yeah.
monthly
So you gotta
charges.
spend it now.
I gotta spend
Yeah.
it now.
This
and
needs to be spent.
so that was the first thought, was the UGG. That level of whimsy kind of got infected into my brain.
Nice.
And then also recently, I was bleach dyeing a bunch of my shirts that I don't really wear anymore. Like,
Right.
oh, if I bleach them with like, I'll tie dye bleach them,
Right.
maybe they'll breathe some new life into them.
Right.
When I did that, my spinner ring got all tarnished. Bleach apparently can tarnish stainless steel.
Oh no.
So I was on Etsy, getting a new spinner ring, and that I did before I found the
Etsy.
cards. So
Before you found the what?
the
Oh,
Visa gift card.
right.
But it was a recent enough purchase that my brain was like, well, maybe have a look at Etsy. So I have still the Otherworld merch is still a contender. The UGG is still a contender. UGGs are probably going to be Otherworld merch. But this other stuff is where the real whimsy starts. So then I started thinking, since high school, I've always wanted a poncho. Just a nice...
Yeah, you've talked about a poncho before.
A nice knit poncho. So
Okay.
naturally, I'm on Etsy. I found one. It looks pretty nice. It's got a hood. It's got a little pocket, right? So I'm like, okay, save a tab. I'm looking at this poncho. I'm like, that's pretty nice. You know what it reminds me of? Reminds me of like a cloak. I start looking at Etsy for like cloaks, like Lord of the Rings style cloaks. I have one in another tab. It's like a forest green tie.
Like an elven cloak?
Yeah, dude. Yeah.
What the heck?
Yeah, made out of felt.
That's so sick.
So then I'm looking at that, and I'm like, that's so
felt.
sick. Then I'm like, well, I mean, we're already down this rabbit hole. What's a
Let's have look
sword
at
gonna run me?
I could have guessed. Let's have a look at one of those Lord of the Rings swords.
Buddy, I
found
found Hairgrim, which is King Theoden's sword, on sale for $130. Regular $330.
That's a no-brainer.
So then I'm like, oh, that's moved to the first contender. Then I go, you know what else is pretty sick? Similar, I'm like down now. I'm on sword, buddy. I'm looking at lightsabers. So now I have two options. Well, I have three options that I'm really looking at that are so over the top. The cloak and the poncho, great, cool.
Yeah.
But I'm leaning towards swords and lightsabers. Hairgrim is sick. It comes with the scabbard.
Oh, that's so cool.
Yes.
That's so cool.
Now I found a lightsaber company. They have two options. I can get one. It's like, I think it works out to be like 120,
Okay.
maybe 130. Lightsaber.
Right.
You know, whatever.
Yeah.
Then there's one. Now, this one I don't know if Maddie will go for because same company, but it's got the better chip in it. So it's got the ignition animations.
Nice.
It's got the like more sounds that you could put on it. That one all in would be I'd have to be paying like $50 out of probably like $200.
Okay.
Yeah, which I'm like it's
Yeah,
still
what?
nothing.
No big deal.
For a flipping lightsaber.
Yeah, for a sick lightsaber
Yeah.
like that.
So
Give
now
a crappy one at Toys R Us for $50.
That's
Come
what I'm
on now.
saying. So I'm just like lightsaber versus
that's a
sword
tough
is a tough
decision.
It's tough, dude. Because at
'Cause
this point I'm like if I'm going to get the lightsaber, I probably want it to have the better sound chip.
Yeah.
Where I can
Yeah, why
do
would you get the
different
poopier
LED
one?
colors.
Yeah.
I can do it.
Is it one of the like fightable ones that's like you can clink with another one, or is it fully like?
So
like a collectible?
the cheaper one I think they recommend is probably better for the fighting. I
Right.
think because it's a little bit more money, they're like you might not want to.
Okay.
But it does have like the
I know some of them are built to be fought with.
Yeah, I did find one that was like that, but
Nice.
it doesn't look as nice. This one, it
Do you
does
get to
still
design your
have.
own hilt, or do you get like a?
They have a bunch of different hilt options.
that's
I
so
found one.
cool.
The one that I'm looking at it's pretty simple, but I like it.
Nice.
I'll show it to you after.
All right, bet.
But yeah, so it was like I'm looking at it because the one that I think the gift card would fully cover it. It's got like 6 colors.
Okay.
But it doesn't have the ignition animations.
That's
so
big.
when you start it, it just glows. Whereas the other one, it can do like
up.
yeah.
Oh, that's
And it can kind of like stutter as it goes
cool.
up if you want.
You got to get that one.
I know. Dude.
There's no option
Yeah.
to get the other one.
The other
'Cause
one,
if you get the other one, you're just gonna want the other one.
yeah.
You're gonna be like, nah. I should.
Yeah, then, well, that's the thing.
Yeah.
So if I'm spending that much money anyway, it doesn't make sense to get the cheaper one because, like, I'm gonna regret it. So that's why I'm like,
with ya.
I could get a sword that would fully fit within the gift card, or I could get a lightsaber that I'd pay a little bit more money. So yeah, it's a tough call. Both are absolutely pointless, but gosh,
But so cool,
dude, I know.
Imagine putting that bad boy on like a wall.
I put it in my office.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, dude. Walking
People
around
come in,
youth.
yeah.
Walking around
With a sword.
Yeah.
or a lightsaber.
Yeah.
Holy.
Yeah. Isn't that an exciting thought though?
That's great. I'm so happy for you.
Yeah. And then the Ugg boots
you get to
honestly
go
are
through that?
still up there because they still will give me that level of whimsy.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that they'll just be fun and cozy. And they like the pro for them is it actually does serve a purpose besides just fun.
Frick purpose.
Which is fair, but I think I would still like love to get those as well.
I think that the fact that you found this money,
I know.
like, so it's not like you had a birthday and you got the money.
Yeah.
Like you did for the birthday,
I know,
but it's
and
not
then I
like
forgot
your
about
birthday
it.
just passed and like you had the money and you're like, okay, well, these are a couple things I've been wanting to buy. Blah blah blah. The fact that you found this money, like this was just like. This is like finding like money in a couch cushion,
Yeah.
and it's like, well, okay,
Yeah.
this isn't for anything that was planned.
Right.
I think because of that,
Yeah.
it has to be the sword of the lightsaber. It can't
Yeah.
be like, I just wanted these shoes anyways. Might as well get them.
That's fair.
That's my view. I mean, if you want the shoes, get the shoes.
No, and
but
that-
I think that
I kind of agree with you in
You
the
have an
sense that
opportunity.
like the thing with the shoes too, they have a purpose, but also in the purpose there's the con of the fact that like I got boots. I got shoes.
and I think that down the road,
Yeah.
you could more easily convince your wife that you need to use your own earned money
Yeah, for boots.
to buy these boots.
Yeah, it's true.
You will never in a million years
It's true.
convince her
I know.
that, hey, you know that paycheck I just got? I'm going to use it to buy a replica sword from
Yeah.
Lord of the Rings. Never
Yeah.
will you convince your wife of that, nor will I convince my wife of that. So
know.
if I was in your shoes, I'm going sword or lightsaber, baby.
I did find the problem is I think they're going to be garbage.
You think they'll be bad
No,
quality?
no. I found one. It was like I don't know. This Etsy seller has like one review. You know what I mean? Like, but it's 2 lightsabers for $100, and I'm like, then I could give one to Ben and we could duel. But I think they look bad. I think they're gonna fall apart.
Okay,
and then I would be the
Yeah.
level of excitement of giving you a lightsaber would immediately be dashed when we duel once and
Yeah,
they
and
fall
they
apart,
break.
and then we
That
would
would
cry.
suck.
We would both cry.
I
think.
would literally cry.
Yeah.
I would. That would be devastating.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, because I was thinking, like, when I was thinking of the whimsy of the Uggs, my brain went, what kind of fun, whimsical things do I like that I agree, could never convince
Yeah.
to be purchased with real money.
With normal money.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I thought immediately of the wands
Yeah.
that we got for Christmas. Yeah. So then I was looking at those again. And I'm like, well, I don't need another wand. I have a wand.
Yeah, but you could always use another one.
I could. Yeah. Well, then I
Get
was
the
like, maybe
Elder wand.
I could get Josh a wand again.
True.
Get the gang all back together, and I'm like, yeah, but he's probably gonna break it again.
Yeah, he's gonna put it on his bed and jump on
and then
it
I'm
again.
like gonna flip
The
in.
fool.
Yeah, he can get his own wand. That's
what led you down the rabbit hole to lightsaber and sword.
it confirmed. It was like the two paths leading to the same point. Because
Yeah,
the poncho to
yeah.
cloak was a pretty
That is
big one.
hilarious.
Yeah.
To get a cloak would be so cool.
Yeah.
But to get the sword would be cooler.
Yes.
Or a lightsaber.
Yeah. So here's the thing.
That's a toughie.
Yeah, because I have a cardigan that has a hood on it
Ooh.
that is very Jedi-esque. Have I shown you this one?
No, you haven't.
Really?
Go get it.
I don't really wear it that often.
I don't think I've ever seen it.
I don't wear it that often because it is almost too Jedi. It's almost like it could not be worn in public without people thinking I'm weird.
Holy moly! Let me get a gander at this. Oh, I'm so excited. Ooh. Okay. Let's do it. What's this that we got on the TV here? Is this Wind what? Wind Waker Legend of Zelda. Never played it. Okay, I'm closing my eyes. Mm-hmm. Holy, I can hear it like flopping like a cloak. Okay. Holy frick! That is very Jedi-ish. It comes down way below your bum.
So low.
Oh.
It's got the hood.
Holy.
Yeah.
I think you got to get a lightsaber now. You got to be a Jedi.
Yeah, I know.
You have an opportunity here that very few have. Where'd you
true.
get that cardigan? I love it.
It's from Forever 21, but I found it at Plato's. Yeah.
I think you should wear that out.
I like it. I've had so many times where I don't need to be wearing it right now because it's warm, but
Okay. Wow.
you want to give it a spin?
Yeah. Oh, let me try it on.
I've had so many moments where I'm like getting ready and I'll throw it on, and then I look at myself in the mirror and I go, "This is a cosplay," because it does go down so low.
I know, but it's kind of nice.
It's cozy. It's so cozy. Like peeping that in the mirror, like that's
Holy.
yeah.
It's crazy because it like circles up.
Yes.
So it almost looks funny around your butt.
Yeah.
This is insane.
Yeah.
Dude.
But it is very Jedi.
You gotta wear it. You gotta get a lightsaber.
So, yeah, I don't know. I think well, that would be like it would just be a perfect like it would become a perfect forever costume. You know what I mean? In the
Yeah.
sense of like
Oh yeah.
if we ever like go to like a Comic-Con,
Yeah,
boom,
easy.
grab the
Easy.
lightsaber out the door.
Yeah. That's no problem. I would
Yeah.
love to go to a Comic-Con.
We should.
We should like podcast it, like carry cameras.
I
around.
think they
we would
literally-
fit in well there.
I think they literally just happened.
Did they?
I think so.
Frick.
Fan Expo, or it might be coming up.
Next year maybe.
When is
We'll
Fan
carry our
Expo's-
cameras around because it's so much easier to like interview people in that place because like they want to be interviewed.
Yeah, I agree.
We'll show people's cool costumes.
I wonder if
on.
we need to get like a press badge or something.
We
for
might.
That.
We might. We'll figure it out.
Yeah,
Let's do
should.
that.
We should.
Anyways,
That'd be really
that's.
good.
I think you should get the lightsaber. I think I'm team lightsaber. The sword is really cool, but
The only fear I have with the lightsaber is the my fear with like all like kind of techie gadget stuff is like the longevity. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like if something happens
right.
and that chip fries, it's a piece of plastic.
Yeah.
Whereas the sword, it's always a
true.
sword.
It is always a sword.
Yeah, I know. It's tough, dude. It's super tough.
And you said it comes with the.
Comes with a scabbard.
Oh my goodness.
I know.
So you could like
Yeah.
strap it.
There's so many
Onto
pros,
a belt.
dude. That's what I'm saying. There's so many pros and cons, right? Because so the sword is always a sword,
Uh-huh.
right? Which is sick.
Yeah.
That's I think the sword. It's got the sword could last me my entire life.
Oh yeah.
And
You'll have
and
that forever.
Never change.
Pass it on to your kid.
Yeah.
Here, buddy.
Whereas the lightsaber, the longevity I think is questionable. I don't
Eventually
think
it
it's
will
bad.
die. Eventually
Yeah.
it will die though. Yeah.
But that I think for the first couple of years, like both of them on like a line graph over time, you get. I don't know if this is a mirrored thing, but right at the beginning, very high, right?
Yeah.
Excitement levels very high.
Yeah.
I think the sword over like a year drops to a middle point and stays there forever. The lightsaber high
Yeah. Stays high.
stays high,
Yeah.
drops a bit, add a new sound font,
Yeah.
goes back up, drops a bit, adds a new color, goes back up. I literally saw a dude on TikTok.
Judas dopamine.
Yeah, it's just and then when it dies, it goes down to nothing.
Yeah.
I saw a dude on TikTok who he's called Jedi Shaggy. He kind of
nice.
looks like Shaggy. He kind of does like an impression, but he also has a bunch of lightsabers.
That's dope.
And I don't know if he made it or if someone else made it, but it's a Shaggy sound font. So they took like clips from like the live action Shaggy, or maybe it's from there's a video game with all like cartoon characters, but
Yeah.
Matthew Lillard voiced Shaggy in that.
Right.
So they took that and turned it into so it's like woo. Like as it moves around and it sounds like Shaggy.
Turned on. That's see.
Yeah.
See, does this one have the opportunity to add
I think it
like a
does.
custom sound?
I think it
Well,
does.
that's like
Yeah.
that.
It has an SD card capability, so that's my assumption.
Yeah, so I'm assuming then you can upload stuff onto
Yeah.
it. I mean that
I know, dude.
they both have their pros.
Yeah. And then it comes down to also like there's also that kind of fandom vibe of like, am I a Lord of the Rings boy or a Star Wars boy? In my heart, I know I'm a Lord of the Rings boy.
Yeah.
I love Star Wars.
Yeah.
I do.
But you're more of a Lord of the Rings boy,
Probably.
so you might enjoy it more.
Yeah.
But lightsabers
know.
are so great. I keep getting distracted by this
By the
game.
game?
You always the camera. I'm like looking up, being like, "What's he doing?" There's a game playing behind us, guys, on Judas TV. Yeah, it's I don't know. I think like run it by Maddie, and if like it becomes like if you meet some resistance there, not a little bit of resistance, like give it a go.
Yeah.
But like if you meet some hard resistance,
Yeah.
then maybe that's your sign to get the sword.
Right.
But like, you know, if you can get through,
Yeah, because the thing with
it's
the
time
thing
to
with
get
the lightsaber
just
is
a little bit more.
I do now. The lightsaber is because you have to pay a little bit extra.
Yeah.
The lightsaber would be a multi-phase thing because I do also have a little stash of cash that I get whenever someone tips me in cash.
Yeah, you
that's
told
my
me,
money.
you told us about this
Yeah.
last time. Yeah.
So I'm like, I could pull from my tassel leather jacket fund. That stash of cash in my mind is for that like tassel leather jacket
Right.
or tattoos.
right.
So I could pull from that because
Right.
it is technically like whatever Judah wants
Yeah.
fund.
True.
Um,
True. That's right.
So I could I think I would be able to do it, but I do think Maddie would. There's a chance that she's like, why? You know?
Don't do this.
Yeah.
Yeah. I told Anissa about your your cash tattoo thing.
Yeah.
And she was like, "Well, every time we get a tattoo, we're tipping in cash." Then I was like,
Let's go.
Hell yeah, okay."
She's for me.
Yeah.
She's for the people.
She's like, "I guess we're tipping in cash." Then I'm like, "All right, that's good. Next time we get tats."
Yeah, I mean it's because it's pretty rare. Like the machine.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
You
It's
can
so
tip
much
on the
easier
machine.
to tap on like your Visa.
Yeah.
Like who pays? Like most people are paying with like a Visa card or whatever,
Yeah.
a MasterCard anyway, so they're just gonna tip on the machine.
Most of the time, that I get tipped in cash, it's someone who I either haven't tattooed before and they assumed we didn't accept card, so they just brought a ton of cash anyway.
Right.
Or if they work like a serving job,
Right.
then they
got
always
to
have
like
cash.
tip cash.
Yeah, they're
that
giving me
makes
their
sense.
tips basically.
Right.
So
Well, you got two more. next time we're in there, we'll tip in cash. I'm gonna remember and remind myself I gotta bring tip money in cash.
but yeah, so isn't that like when I told you I needed advice? I don't think you this is hard.
I didn't realize. I thought it was just like you were gonna show me something and be like, "What do you think?"
Yeah.
And I was gonna be like, "Oh, I like it." And you're
Yeah.
like, "Well, good. I needed another
This
thing."
is a big.
This is a
wave of-
dilemma.
yes.
This is a difficult
Yeah.
decision. I don't know. I keep leaning back and forth here.
It's
Both are very difficult.
Yeah.
I think at some point in your life though, you'll own both. So
I think probably.
so
yeah.
you know.
Yeah, I gotta look
yeah.
at. It's gonna come down to specs, honestly.
Yeah.
In terms of like,
Yeah.
I gotta make sure
How legit is this sword?
how legit is the sword.
Yeah.
Is it made out of a metal that's gonna feel like a good heft?
Yeah. Yeah, like is it heavy?
Yeah.
Because like if you're pulling it out and it's light,
Yeah.
it's
that's
like aluminum
no
or
bueno.
something. Obviously, it's not going to be aluminum probably, but if it's the
Well,
weight
it could
of
be aluminum.
if it's like the weight of an aluminum where it's super light,
Yeah.
then like that's not going to be
Same with the
satisfying.
lightsaber. Like I gotta make sure
Yeah.
that hilt is metal.
Yeah, and you got to make sure that the sword sounds like a sword when it comes out of the thing. Shh,
Yeah.
you know. Otherwise, in my opinion, you're just going to lose some of the whimsy when you
Yeah.
pull it out and it doesn't make
The
the sword
scabbard's
sound.
the scabbard's got there's some specs on the scabbard that I gotta check. You know, is that gonna go on my belt, or is it
Gotta
just
be.
loose? It's gotta go.
It's got to go on your belt.
Yeah.
And in my opinion, if there's no option to put it on your belt or like on your back,
Yeah.
something.
Oh yeah, where you
Then-
can like feed a belt through it and go like around your.
pull it out. I don't
Yeah.
know how it's so hard to do that because you have to get it out of the thing.
Yeah.
If there's a way, even if you put it like
Like on an angle. Yeah. And now that's a feeling, you know.
it's gonna give you a real opportunity. Both give you opportunities for cosplay, but in my opinion, the sword gives you an opportunity for a better cosplay. 'Cause,
The sword's easier.
Everyone has lightsabers.
Yeah.
Well, not everyone, but you know what I mean. It's much more common to have a lightsaber than it is to have a replica sword. Only the true nerds have replica swords.
See, I would disagree.
Really?
I think the swords have an underground market. I think.
You think so?
Oh yeah.
Because I've been to people's houses and they seem to always have a lightsaber, but I've met very few people who own swords.
Interesting.
I could be wrong though.
I think
Maybe I
'cause
haven't met enough people.
I think right now, if I got the lightsaber, I think I could make a full outfit
Oh yeah,
easily.
yeah, oh yeah. It would be hard to make a full outfit with the Lord of the Rings. You'd have
Yeah.
to get a lot of cool things.
Like literally with that cardigan, black
Yeah.
T-shirt. I've got a similar shade of joggers.
oh, okay.
Throw on a pair of boots,
Yeah, there you go. You're a Jedi.
and I'm there. Maybe get some like gauze just to wrap around the arms, classic Jedi style.
Ooh, nice.
You know.
Nice.
around one leg for some reason. Like
randomly.
Yeah.
That would be cool. Oh man, it'd be cool at Halloween parties too.
It would be a great Halloween costume. It's an easy costume.
Yep, that's a tough one.
Yeah.
I don't really know what to tell you.
I know.
I think you need to make this decision in your spirit.
It's a hard one. It's a soul decision.
You're gonna have to do some soul searching.
Yeah.
Because both of these are adequate options, and I will be excited for you equally.
Yeah.
Whichever one you choose to get.
Now the lightsaber, it's got great. Again, it's got the great show off potential.
Yeah.
Because you show it off, dude. Like I'm just picturing if I got one, right? We're getting ready to record.
Yeah.
You like. I hear you come. Like maybe we're recording here, right?
Yeah.
Maybe it's night.
Yeah. Maybe it's night.
Maybe
you turn on the lights.
All the lights are off.
Maybe it's night.
You come in.
Yeah. Maybe you're coming here. Maybe it's night.
Maybe it's night. I'm picturing it. You come here. I hear
all
the door.
Lights are off.
You go.
Judah?
I go. Come in. Lights are all off and
In
just
the corner. Red.
Yeah.
That is. You don't have the option with a sword for that.
No. Once the sword's out,
I'm back to Team Lightsaber.
yeah. Because once the sword's out, it's just a sword.
Yeah.
The level of that's what it is. The sword is a solid 7.
Yeah.
And it stays a 7 forever.
Yeah.
The lightsaber is gonna have 10 moments.
Yeah.
But it could also potentially
Yeah.
have a 0 moment.
Yeah.
So that's a hard. It's tough. Yeah, I gotta
flip flopping back and forth in my head between which team I'm on. I think it's lightsaber though.
Yeah,
that's a toughie.
it is tough.
Good luck.
I know.
Good luck.
Godspeed.
Godspeed to Judah
Yeah.
on his purchase of nothing of real value
Yeah.
besides for just daddy.
Yeah. So
Okay,
anyway,
we gotta stop getting distracted by this.
I was getting
both
distracted.
keep like melting to this
Yeah.
thing. Turn it off.
dude, that whole that whole like advice thing killed 36 minutes. This
That's like the
podcast
whole
is gonna be
podcast.
called Sword versus Lightsabers.
Yeah, I know. You know what? Which one do you guys think? Drop in the comments.
Help me make a decision.
Yeah, drop in the comments. We should have said this like the first 5 minutes. People rarely get by the first 5 minutes. If you're here, drop in the comments. What do you think? Should Judah get the King Theoden sword,
Harrogrim,
or should he get a lightsaber that's more expensive but has a lot of options?
Yeah.
Which one do you think? Drop in the comments below.
Let me know.
And we'll or DM us or something, or give us maybe we'll put a poll on Instagram. I don't know.
That's a good idea.
We should.
I'll post up the pics of them too. Yeah.
Let the people decide.
Let the people decide.
Let the people decide. Okay.
Anyway, how you been?
Good, man. Work today. I did a 4-hour shift today. I never do 4-hour shifts.
Yeah, that's an odd one.
I know, it's stupid. I got it.
because when you texted me saying when you were getting off, I was like, when did this guy start?
I know. It was weird. I got there at 9:30, and and then I spent the first 30 minutes with IT because I keep my brain is fried. I keep gravitating to this show.
It's just bright and colors.
Oh.
Yeah. What's going on
These
over
things
here?
these things are like poison. They're designed to attract our eyes.
TVs?
No, like games.
Oh yeah,
they're just
well,
everything about them.
So, for those of you, if it wasn't clear, on the TV is a playthrough of Legend of Zelda: Wind Waker.
Yeah.
The HD remaster for the Wii U. Wind Waker is such a colorful game.
Yeah.
It is so cartoony and the effects are very bright.
Yeah.
You were stuck with IT.
Yes. So I get in there and I'm like, and so I had a really frustrating day the day before, in terms of with my leadership, but I won't go into that too deep.
Yeah, fair.
But
no, go into it.
Go into it, dude.
Tell me what happened with your immediate boss.
Yeah,
all good.
So I come in the next this morning after that day, and I go to sign in to all my stuff. I have a bunch of software I have to sign into to for my calls and for
tell you where to go,
and all that stuff. And I'm locked out. It's your account is locked, and I'm like,
they
did
booted
they
you.
fire me? I was like, what happened? I was like, did this really? Was that really that serious?
Yeah.
What happened yesterday? And And then I like go into the office and I'm like getting ready. I'm like preparing myself. I'm like, when I get in there, they're gonna like be like, "Oh, Ben, you're here.
Yeah.
Sit down." I'm like ready.
Yeah, perfectly timed too with a 4-hour shift.
Yeah, I know. And I walk in there and I'm like, "Hey, I'm like locked out of all my stuff. Like, what's going on?" And they're like, "Oh, that's been happening to a bunch of people." And I'm like, "Woo!"
Oh!
I was like, "Woo!" And then they're like, "Yeah, you just gotta go up to IT." And then I've called IT, but
Yeah.
I've never been to their office.
Nice.
So I was like, "Can I just call them?" And she's like, "No, like they're just up on the 6th floor right now. It's middle of the day." And I'm like, "Okay." So I like go up, and I'm like, I get out of the elevator, and I've been in there before because there's an inpatient area, but I walk down this hallway that I've never been down.
Yeah.
And I see like IT service desk, and I just like walk in, and there's just like 4 of the nerdiest looking dudes
Nice.
on like computers, and I'm like, knock, and they all at the same time,
Yeah.
all 4 of them, and they're like looking at me. They don't say anything. They just stare at me, and I'm like, "Hey, my manager sent me up here. There's something wrong with my account." I was like, "Should I call you or can you help?" They're like, "Yeah, we can help you." I was like, "Okay." And I come over, and the guy's like, "What seems to be the problem?" And I'm like, "Well, I'm locked out. All my accounts, can't get in." And he walks over. I don't know how they do it, man. IT guy's crazy. He goes, "Okay, here's on this computer. Try logging in on this computer." I log in. Oh, your account's locked. He walks over to his computer, goes, "Okay, try now." And I'm like, "Unlocked." He's like, I'm like, "What did you do? You hit like 3 keys.
Yeah.
How is it already up? Like my information on your computer over there." And I'm like, and he's like, "There you go." And then he goes and sits back down in this thing. And I'm like, "Thanks, guys." And I just like walk out, and they're all just back on their computers. And I'm like,
They go.
"What just happened?"
That's so funny.
Yeah. So that like me trying to get into everything took up like the first 30 minutes of my shift. So
Nice.
So by the time I start,
1 out of 8.
what?
1 out of 8
Yeah, I
30-minute
know.
blocks.
So by the time I start, it's like 3.5 hours in,
Yeah.
and then I go in, I do a couple things, and then there's like a code, and so I'm stuck on the code for like an hour. But like codes are so adrenaline pumped that they go by really quick. So like suddenly I'm like, and then I go eat, and suddenly I'm like got like an hour left, and I'm like,
Yeah.
I just got here in like my head.
You get a break with a 4-hour?
Yep.
Oh, that's not
15
bad.
minutes, yeah.
That's nice.
So I had some rice, so I ate this rice, and then I come back, I got like an hour left, and I'm like, I just got here, and then this hour goes by, and like a snap of a finger, and I'm walking out of the room, and I'm like, did I not just get to this place?
Yeah.
4-hour shifts are crazy. Anyways, that's why.
It's kind of nice.
Yeah, pretty.
So you've
pretty
never
uneventful.
been down that IT hallway? Even when you were doing like cleaning, they never sent you to
I
like,
never cleaned in that area.
Oh, dang.
Yeah, like it's just kind of a back hallway. Like when you walk off the elevator, it's immediately like a mental health inpatient unit. It's like where we like do the emergent ones, like
Right,
the ones
right.
who come in in the emergency if they're like too dangerous to be down in the emergency. Put them in there, and then you just walk down this hallway, and it's like IT and a bunch of like offices for like the educators for that unit.
What do they
And I'm like,
wear? Do they have a dress code? The IT
The
guys?
IT guys, they
Yeah.
were all just kind of in like
T-shirts
office
and
wear.
jeans? Oh, okay.
Yeah, like it wasn't like t-shirt and jeans. but
Yeah,
it was
probably like a button up.
It was like like a button up, and like a couple of the guys were just in like it was really business casual.
Yeah.
Yeah, like what you'd expect to see like a salesperson at like a car dealership wearing,
Okay.
kind of like that.
Yeah. Interesting.
Yeah, so they all just kind of helped me out and took like 3 seconds, and I was like, okay, see you later. And then I
It's
walked
gotta
away.
be a wild job. Because like
It is. I would hate that job.
it
'Cause there's
can't
a lot
be,
of people in our place who don't understand
Well,
technology
yeah.
at all.
Yeah. It can't be like, what am I trying to say? Like you're not doing IT for like a huge business
Yeah.
where you're making like sales and you've got
Yeah.
like, you're dealing with like shipping and
Yeah.
receiving and
Yeah.
all this stuff, all like 40 different like systems
Yeah.
and all this like, but at the same time, it's very important.
Yeah.
Because
We do use a lot of
you got a lot of
programs, too.
systems,
Yeah.
and if stuff goes haywire, like every second counts at a hospital.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. Well, we've got the system called Meditech, and it's like pretty much like has all the patient charts
Right.
and like medication orders stored
Yeah.
on it. So it's like if that goes down,
It was like a couple years ago in the States. There was some like cybersecurity attack
Yeah.
on a hospital in like
Yeah.
Boston or something or
yeah,
Chicago,
sounds about right.
and yeah, like it was awful.
Yeah.
And
Yep.
like, so it's one of those things where I'm sure like most of the week
Yeah.
is that
Yeah.
someone comes up or gives a call. Hey, I can't figure out this, and
Yeah.
they go to their fix it button
Yeah.
and they just tap that.
I don't know.
like
to
I don't get it.
I don't understand how like there's this like that I just log in and suddenly it's like on his computer. He's got access just like that to my whole thing. And all he has to do walk up is go unlocked. And I'm like, what did you do? What did you do?
It's cool.
Why is it locked?
Yeah.
First of all.
Yeah.
And how did you unlock it so easily? Yeah, I think I would hate that job. The only thing that would be good is like they do leave that office and go fix like devices in the hospital.
Right.
That would be interesting if you went and got to fix a device there. But like if you get when they get calls and it's like I can't get my email to work, I would be like,
yeah, because that honestly is probably a huge chunk of it.
Oh yeah,
it's like the more like office administrative staff and like the higher ups.
Yeah.
Are dealing with their own stuff, and then it's like like you told that whole story about the flipping reply all, like these are the people.
Oh yeah,
these are the people you're working with. So
they're knuckleheads. Yeah, I felt stupid like when it happened because he walks up to me like I don't want to be the dumb tech guy, like that's not who I am, but I'm like I was at a loss. I spent like 20 minutes trying to get in these things, trying to I disconnected from the Wi-Fi or connected to different things, like I started all the devices again and I'm like nothing was working. So like when I got up here, I don't want this guy to think that I just came here immediately. Like I tried my best. And then he walks up and immediately is like, oh, you gotta like disconnect from the Wi-Fi. I'm like, no, I tried that already. Trust me, all your let me do like all your like dumb person cues that you have stored away, like make sure you try this first. I tried them. And then, of course, he still fixes it in like 3 seconds. I'm like, couldn't I have just done this?
Yeah. You almost wish, like, with those situations, you want it to be, like, you walk in, right? You go, I can't log in. Yeah. And he goes, oh, you got to disconnect from Wi-Fi. No, I did that. Yeah. And he goes, oh, you got to, like, do this. And you're like, oh, I tried that. And then he's like, okay, log in for me. Yeah. Doesn't work. And he does his, like, 3 taps. And then you try again. And he's like, I've never seen this before. Yeah. Like, that's what you want it to be.
Yeah. I want it to be like a hard fix. Yeah. I want it to be like, oh, give me a second.
Yeah,
and then, like, goes and he's, like, pulling stuff up. Yeah. And he's like,
no, but that doesn't.
Yeah.
Oh, I see. Oh.
Yeah.
Very clever.
Yeah. And he goes, okay, I got it. And then it works. And I'm like, oh, okay, thanks. He's like, yeah, if that ever happens again, just come here. And I'm like, okay. Now I know that it's a serious thing. Yeah. But when he fixed it in, like, 3 seconds, I'm like, was there something I could have done? Yeah. That like you're just gonna look at me all dumb now and be like, get out
you
of
want
here,
it to be such a problem that he's almost impressed. Yeah. Where he goes, my name's Robbie. Come to me if something goes wrong.
Ask for Robbie next time.
He had fun fixing it. Mm-hmm. Whereas, for him, he was just like, yep. Go through the motions.
Yep. He was like, here, okay, it's fixed.
Yep.
I was like, oh, okay. But yeah. Yeah, a lot of crazy dumb people there. Yeah, nothing really happened in that 4-hour shift, though. I did move a meth addict. Like, not a meth addict. I shouldn't say addict. He was coming off of something. Methy. Dude was tweaking.
I don't want to call him a meth addict, per se. He's partaken in meth. He's dabbled.
Yeah.
I don't know if I want to call him an addict.
I'm assuming. I didn't read his chart. But I'm assuming. Because he was just like, oh, I didn't mean to take it that far, man. I didn't mean to take it that far this time. And I'm like, what'd you take far, bro?
Holy frick.
They went to put an IV in him. Because I was taking him for a CT. They had to put contrast in his chest because he had chest pain. And this guy was actually like a 4-year-old kid with this IV. He was like, he might have had a phobia, to be fair. But he was like, I can't do it. I'm going to throw up. He's like, give me a Bassin. Give me one. And he's like... And she puts the needles in. He's like, ah! In the middle of...
What is he like? Bruce Banner getting gamma radiation?
In the middle of a packed ER. He's like... And I'm like watching the needle go in. And he's like, ah! and he's like sweating. Yeah. And I'm like, this guy is tweaking
he's like, just do
something.
Just do it.
Yeah. They finally get it in. He starts coughing. And he's like, and they like get him the Bassin.
How old is this guy?
Oh, he's an older guy, yeah. Probably like 60. But
oh, really? I don't know 60-yearolds liked meth.
He might have been in his 50s. He looked old. He could be like probably like 33.
25.
I didn't check the chart.
Dude. Isn't that the craziest thing though? Where like you meet someone and you're like, oh yeah, I got a good sense of this person. You know?
Yeah.
You know how old they are.
Yeah.
Have I ever talked on the podcast about my coworker at Best Buy? I could probably say his first name. His name's Pat.
Okay. I think I've heard about this.
He
guy
looked
before.
like a skeleton.
Okay.
He was very gaunt.
Right.
Nice enough guy, but he
Yep.
had that old man air about
Right.
him. You know,
Right.
he'll come in to his shifts 2 hours early. I think just bus schedule or something.
Right.
And he puts Cops on the TV.
Nice.
And he's just in there watching Cops.
Nice.
He's the kind of guy that like you're working with him. A manager comes over, and goes, "Hey, I need you guys to go do this," and it's like a job that sucks. Like I don't know, replacing like the bulk stands or whatever.
Right.
And you go, oh, okay. And he just goes, "Well, beats what I used to do, working on the lines." Like, what the hell's that?
That's
man?
such an old
Yeah,
person. Is
yeah.
that what, building the World War II
Yeah,
planes?
what are you talking about?
What
Like,
were you doing,
yeah.
Pat?
Or like, he used to do like tree rigging. I don't even know what that is, but he'd be like up high doing stuff to trees. Messing his body
Some
up.
people, man, have just
Yeah.
worked in all of these obscure jobs,
Yeah.
and I'm like,
So like that kind of stuff, like he seems old. He's got like a Led Zeppelin tattoo like on
Right.
his hand. His eyes are like yellow, you know.
he's all,
And
he's
then-
kind of got liver failure.
So like my whole time working with him for like probably like 2 years, I'm like, Pat's old.
yeah, guy's like in his 60s.
He's one of those
Yeah.
guys who's probably like he's done some drugs.
Yeah.
I honestly thought he might be like 70. Like
Right.
he did not look great.
Right.
And to me, I'm like hearing, you get bits and pieces and you can kind of like craft an idea of
Yeah.
someone's life. Seemed like he kind of lived a rough life.
Yeah.
Didn't always have the best decision making. And then due to that, he's never really had like a career. He's always worked
Right.
like
Odd
jobs.
Yeah.
And so he's never like been self-sufficient enough, like not through any fault of his own, but the world's
Yeah.
just kind of always beat him down.
Yeah.
So he's old and stuck working at a Best Buy
Right.
with like no great retirement or something.
Right.
That was my perspective. I thought he was
Right.
like 68.
Right.
All of a sudden, maybe even like I thought he might have been 70.
Right. Like an older guy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All of a sudden one day, probably like 2 years in or something. I'm like, where's Pat? He's supposed to be in. And they're like, oh, you didn't hear? And I'm like, holy frick, he died. And they're like, no, his mom died. And I'm like,
His mom's still alive.
yeah, in 1923. What do you mean his mom died? What do you mean Pat's mom just died? Like my brain.
Yeah, she's like
could not-
110.
Yeah, I was like, what are you talking about? Pat's mom died. Pat's mom died before I was born. Like, what do you mean? And they're like, and I'm like, they're like, what? Like, it was one of my managers, and they're like, what do you mean? And I'm like,
Pat's
Pat-
like old.
Pat,
Yeah.
like, and they're like, how old do you think Pat is? And I'm like 80. Like, and they're like, Pat's 50. So I was just like, Pat's like at that point I was like, Pat's like 2 years older than my dad, and I was like, no, maybe like 3 years older, but still, I'm like, no, like that is not real.
No.
And, like I think I was like, Pat's a skeleton.
Yeah.
What do you mean? And so then I started my phrase at work. Was Pat 50, which is
Nice.
that customer could be 80 or they could be a Pat 50. How old are they? I don't know, dude. They could be 93 or they could be a Pat 50.
Oh,
He
that's
was just-
so
He
good.
was harrowing.
That's
and,
funny.
And I'm not trying to be mean,
No,
but like
no,
he just
but yeah.
looked old.
Yeah.
And like
Nothing
he
wrong with-
must have done some hard drugs.
Yeah, to
hard
look like
living.
that. Yeah.
Yeah.
Some people look old
Yeah.
if they've been on drugs for a
Yeah,
while.
he's just like, but I loved it because every story of every job he ever had,
Mm-hmm.
like, was like, yeah, like working the line, tree rigging, and like I was like, I'm
Working the
constantly
line.
expecting him to hit me with like a job that hasn't existed for like, yeah, back when I was canning tuna, like.
working at the candy shop, the
Yeah,
candy
he's
factory.
making candy by hand.
And he's like, you see him at like a park one time, and at one of those like memorial parks with the jets that are like encased in clay, and he's like, I made this.
Yeah.
It's like, what?
Yeah.
This is from World War One, Pat.
Yeah. He's like, when I was a balloon salesman back in the day, just like a job that just could not exist for the past 40 years. Yeah,
That's so good. That's
but
funny.
that's the thing is like when drugs are probably involved, it's hard to tell.
This guy could, who knows? Who knows? But yeah.
That's so funny with the just like
I felt bad though because I my first instinct of this guy is like I'm laughing at him and I'm kind of making fun of him in my head.
Yeah.
And then like on our way to the CT, he's just going like, man, I went too far. And he's like under his breath and I hear him and he's like, I don't want to die. And I'm like, and then I was like, so and so, it's like you're gonna be just fine, man. I was like,
chest pain?
Yeah,
it's probably meth. Yeah,
yeah,
because it gets your heart flipping.
Yeah. So I was like, we're just taking you to do a chest CT, like everything's fine. Yeah. I'm like, you're not hooked up to a heart monitor, so like doctors are not worried. About your situation here. So I'm like, he's just like muttering under his breath, and I was like,
we got you,
your friend. I was like, you're gonna be okay, man. Don't worry.
Yeah.
And so I felt bad, and I was like, I shouldn't have made fun of you, but like you did do funny things.
Yeah.
But you're gonna be okay.
Yeah. That's the
I don't
thing.
want him to get hurt.
It's funny.
Yeah.
Until he dies.
I know. And then it's not funny anymore.
Like now it's sad because of his predicament, but it is also like when stuff like that, like you can't deny it is funny.
Yeah.
Like especially, I don't know, maybe that is callous, but those two things together, that level of like, I don't want to die, please save me, also paired with, no, I can't do it. I can't I don't want to die, but I guess I could risk it if it means putting an IV in. I don't want to get the IV.
It was crazy, dude. It was crazy. I've never seen an adult behave that way with an IV. Because there's people who are like scared of needles. That's pretty common. Are you scared of needles?
I am.
You're not a needle guy?
No.
Yeah, I don't give a rip about needles.
I get like a little, like my heart speeds up a bit, like, and I will look away.
Yeah, I've seen people who are scared of needles, so they'll hit you with the like, okay, just do
that's
it.
Me.
And then it's like they do it, and they're like,
yeah,
and then like they take a breath,
and then I go, I get the little shaky.
Yeah,
that wasn't so bad.
Yeah, and then the nurse is like, you did great, and like that
Thanks, Mom.
That happens, but I've never seen the like straight up like. Ah! Like as it's going in, you're like screaming, and I'm like, it's possible he was like still tweaking on something, but like. Who knows?
That's like for me, like with tattooing, right?
Yeah.
Like tattooing hurts. It's not fun getting tattooed.
Yeah.
And I don't like when people are in pain.
Yeah.
But it is a little funny when people are like,
when people are freaking out.
Yeah. Like I saw a video of a dude who got his like whole chest done, and like some artists are brutal. Like some artists do like just rip it in.
Right.
But yeah, it was some dude. He like got his whole chest done, and he honestly looked like he was coming off a flippin' D-Day. Like he was like 18, got his whole chest done, and he was like, the artist was wiping it for like the video or whatever, and the guy's just there, like arms locked to his side, and he's wiping it, and the whole time he's literally just like, like just shaking.
Oh, that's so sad. That must have hurt.
like he looked like he saw God. Like, oh,
a new level of pain.
Yeah, and I love
poor guy.
I love a little yell, just a little one. Like, no, like I told you about the client, the Irish dude I tattooed. That's got to be a podcast story. But where he was just like, I'm tattooing him, and it was like, it's a painful spot. It's color.
Yeah, and
we're getting the lines down, and the black shading, and he's not having fun. He's hitting me with those where he's like, oh,
yeah, ooh, that one, that one hurt.
And then he goes, how's color? And I go, it's probably gonna be a little worse. And he goes, okay. And I was like, do you want a break? And I told him, I was like, breaks sometimes are good or bad. Like sometimes
it gets tender,
the adrenaline wears off. But if we do take a break, if you want a break, I'll spray some Bactine on there. Whatever. So I think
it's worse.
I agree. I'm not a huge break fan.
I just rather get it going.
I can do a quick break if we need it.
Unless I have to pee.
Yeah. But so he went, well, let's do the break. So I sprayed the Bactine, and then with that, like you want the Bactine to sit in. So Bactine's sitting in. Dude, we do the color, and immediately it's raised up in octave and decibel. It went from like ooh to like ooh. And he's Irish, so he's got a bit of an accent, and at one point he literally hit me with like, "Oh Jesus!" Like he's just, it's just the little grunts, and then just a "Oh Jesus!" I was like,
Lord.
Lordy,
Lord Jesus in heaven.
Jesus. The fact that I didn't bust out laughing because
How did you
I
hold it
don't
together?
know, dude.
Oh
I think just
my
the
Lord.
conscience in me of like still that like knowledge that like this dude's in pain and I'm causing that.
Fair.
But
fair.
but I did like I had a mask on because it was like during like early COVID.
Oh.
And yeah, just
oh man.
to be tattooing and just be like because yeah, it went from like grunts and then as soon as like the color hit, it's getting a little and then to go Jesus.
Oh, that's so
dude,
good.
I was dying.
Dude, I would have cracked
That
up.
was so
Like
good.
Like I couldn't handle that. Even today, like
Yeah.
I thank God I had a mask on.
Yeah.
Because like I'm cracking up under my mask.
Yeah.
That I would have died.
Oh Jesus. Oh Jesus.
Oh Lordy.
Lordy.
I would have died. That's hilarious.
For all of you in Ireland listening to my butchering of your accent, I'm sorry. But yeah, that was so funny, dude.
That is funny.
And so stuff like that, like it's like, yeah, pain is not funny.
No.
But you can do really funny things when you're in pain. And that level of just like, oh, I'm gonna throw up.
Yeah,
I
know. It was hilarious. I'm sorry. I feel bad because like it's a hospital, and I feel like sometimes people watch this podcast and they're like, "Wow, that's kind of insensitive about the people he gets." But you don't understand.
Yeah.
Like you don't unless you work in a hospital.
It's a different world.
Yeah, like you get hard. Like you get desensitized to it because you see it every single day. Like all these people sick,
You getting
and like you
hard?
still have a little bit, and you still have empathy.
Yeah.
Like I still feel for people,
Yeah.
and like even today when that guy was like really losing it, like I put my hand on people and I'm like, listen, man, like you're gonna be okay. You know, like I feel bad for people when they're in bad situations, but when they do funny things, like you gotta laugh.
Mm. The thing is, that's the other thing is when you work in a hospital, I think, I don't work in a hospital, but like people coming in, I get it. People are like, oh, don't you realize, like they're scared.
Yeah.
They're having a bad time. And it's like, yeah.
Yeah, and I'm gonna
But-
I'm gonna try to make their life better
For sure.
Yeah.
But at the same time, like when you work at the hospital, you even like not as a doctor, you kind of have a sense of like, yeah, they're gonna be fine.
Yeah. Well, yeah, that's
And
the
like
thing.
so
Yeah.
when someone's
Most
like in
people are
there
fine.
and
Yeah.
breaking down
Yeah.
and you're like, oh, they might not make it. That's
Yeah.
heart wrenching.
Oh yeah,
But
I'm not
when-
laughing at that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But when they're in there kind of like freaking out over an IV and you're like, dude, you're gonna be out of here
Yeah.
like
I was
tomorrow.
like, we're just going to
worst
check.
case.
I
Yeah.
was like, we don't even have you hooked up to anything. Like,
Yeah.
you're fine.
So
We
those
were
moments,
worried.
like, yeah, I get why people like probably hear this podcast and like, dude, Ben's like, or like probably both of us because we both
Yeah,
laugh.
yeah.
But like that's mean, and it's like, yeah, but like we're
that's-
not
yeah.
laughing at the people whose lives
I'm
are
never
ruined.
laughing at the serious stuff. Are
Yeah.
you kidding me? Like, I cry.
Yeah.
I've cried at the hospital before.
Well, that's the thing too. Is like you have to be a little desensitized, otherwise
Yeah.
you are gonna cry.
Yeah.
You're
There's
gonna. It's gonna
certain-
break your heart.
Yeah, there's certain moments, like they're like weeks ago when that I don't know if I told you on cast, but like that little girl comes in crushed by the tree. Did I tell you about that? It was like a 4-hour long code.
Yeah.
Did I tell you? Yeah. She left to sick kids, found out later, didn't make it.
Yeah, that's
And I'm
awful.
like that made me cry.
Yeah.
I cried when I heard the news because I was like, that's really, really sad.
Yeah.
But it's like, and like today there was another people like family comes in, they see like they're intubated. thing,
Ugh.
and as soon as they saw them, they just broke down. And I'm like, that made me cry.
Yeah.
I cried today. And it's like, so like, I'm not
Yeah.
I'm not emotionless, but
No.
you gotta laugh.
You gotta
at the funny
find the
ones
joy
when they're
where
okay.
you can.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And this guy was fine. He was gonna be okay.
Yeah.
Like he was by okay. I mean, he was gonna leave the hospital. He wasn't gonna die there.
It's like when you see those videos of like patients coming off like wisdom tooth surgery and they're all doped up. Sometimes they're a little confused and
Yeah.
they might even cry.
Yeah.
That's funny
It's hilarious
because they're okay.
Yeah.
And so yeah, like that's the thing. Like
Yeah.
hospitals,
I had a guy like that recently.
hospitals are so zany
Yeah.
in just by their nature.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And so you have to be able to laugh a little bit. Like the stories of the mental health ward. There's the undertone of those stories is that's a shame.
Yeah.
But at the same time, a giant jack dude doing 2mm push-ups is such a funny image. Like,
People painting their poop on the wall.
yeah,
It's funny
sad
stuff.
and also a little funny.
Yeah.
The paint and
I'm
the
with
poop
you.
stuff is more sad than funny to me.
Yeah. Still
But-
really funny though.
But again, like, there's a level of some funny stuff.
Yeah.
Of
Yeah.
like the the guy trying to control the
Yeah.
lights is still
Oh.
hilarious. The guy who's telling you about the wires, that old dude years ago
I
talking about the
loved
wires.
that. Yeah, you get used to it too. You got to desensitize
Yeah.
yourself. Otherwise, you'll just break down every day because
Yeah.
you see a lot of sad stuff.
You got to be one of those guys who like it's like when you see like an old guy who's not all there and he's
Mhm.
calling you a name, but he's funny about it, you know.
Yeah.
You walk into the room and he goes, "Hey Chuck, how you doing?" And you're like,
Yeah.
your brain's mush, but this is fun.
You just play along.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I do it all the time.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Oh. Anyways, we should wrap this up.
Yeah.
We're at
Guys,
104.
it is okay to cry, and
Yep.
it's also okay to see the joy in things that some people might not.
Mm-hmm.
You can't see the world in just right or wrong, black and white all the time. There's
Mm-hmm.
gray areas, and we live in a messy, zany world. Okay, you gotta be able to laugh occasionally.
Yep. Thanks for listening to the Barely Cool podcast.
Thanks for listening to the Barely Cool podcast. Go on to our Instagram,
Lightsaber or sword?
lightsaber or sword, and we'll see you later. Hope you have a great week.
Mwah. Bye.
I've been barely cool for a while, cool with a wink or a smile, but I'm cooler than you are with or without buzz. I've started, this is really hard for me. Well, I'll stop myself if nobody else does.
We did it.
Good podcast.
That was good.
I had a good time.
That was good.
You should get the lightsaber.
I'm thinking about it. I'll show it to you after we're done.
I'm excited. Show me. Show me it.
Show you my blade.
Show me. How long is the blade approximately? What's a long lightsaber? 4
3
inches?
inches.